Taking a look now at the youngest voters getting ready to go to the polls. Yes, here in this Lone Star State.
Yes. Are they poised to make history here? Well, Jay O'Brien has been digging into this question for us. So tell us what you found out, Jay.
Yeah, as you guys know, Democrats have long dreamed of flipping Texas, right? And they're hoping to rely on those younger voters who are energized by issues like abortion and gun violence to try to flip Texas from a ruby red state to maybe a purple or blue state. But are there enough of those young or first-time voters out there? After the Supreme Court overturned Roe, Texas's near-total abortion ban went into effect, and voters, particularly young women, took notice.
Personally, I was glad it got overturned.
Well, I was pretty mad that Roe v. Wade got overturned because I am pro-abortion. I believe that there are definitely circumstances where a woman should be able to have that freedom and have that choice.
Now, Democrats are hoping that passion will give them a fighting chance at flipping the Lone Star State in November. But not everyone's convinced.
I could see it eventually if we keep getting more people moving in, but the actual Texans, people who've lived here for a long time, I don't see that happening.
Will Davis, Ethan Gunner, and Zach Davis are all planning to vote in November. The governor's race between Republican Governor Greg Abbott and Democratic challenger Beto O'Rourke capturing their attention. Zach Davis supports Abbott, energized by issues like immigration. Even the governor's plan to bus migrants from the U.S.-Mexico border to major cities in other states.
We can't right now support more and more people coming in every single day.
So the busing is something you support?
Right now, yes. I think there should be a better solution eventually.
On one of the state's busiest college campuses, we met Victoria Fajardo, the secretary of the Texas A&M College Democrats, and Cole Rather, the chair of the A&M Republicans. They agree on practically nothing, except that these midterms are a pivotal moment in Texas's history, and they believe young people could tip the scales. Both said gun safety is animating voters their age from both parties, particularly after the horrific mass shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas.
What are these two candidates going to do different? What are they going to change? We have younger siblings, we have nieces and nephews, so it's more things that we have to evaluate because they're making an impact in our life.
And it's the Abbott-O'Rourke matchup and their competing visions for Texas on issues from guns to abortion to immigration that is the main focus for Victoria, Cole, and their peers.
And kind of what you said, the governor's race is obviously the biggest thing.
The governor's race for both of you guys.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I
would say so. You know, you have Beto and you have Abbott, and I feel like both of them have very different ideas when it comes to gun rights.
And while Cole believes there will always be a bedrock of young conservative voters in Texas, Victoria says the state is changing, and she's proof.
Personally, I grew up in a conservative household and then came to college, and that changed. And there has been other people like me.
But young voters rarely cast a ballot as often as their parents.
Young people under the age of 30 or under the age of 25, tend to turn out at significantly lower rates than 30 to 44-year-olds and much less than older adults.
Joshua Blank, research director at the Texas Politics Project at UT, says if more millennial and even Gen Z voters went to the polls, a typically red state like Texas could look a lot different.
I would say that Texas would be a lot less red if more young people voted at higher rates or rates comparable to some of their older peers.
Nationally, a new poll from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government found 40% of voters 18 to 29 said they would definitely cast a ballot in these midterms. If those voters stay true to their word, guys, that would be potentially a record-breaking turnout for a demographic that skews Democrat.
Yeah, they say they're going to. That is the operative word there.
Exactly.
Early voting taking place in many key states across the country, including Texas. Any indication as to how many young voters are actually going to the polls?
Well, you hit the nail on the head, is that they say they're going to vote, but right now an analysis from Politico, for example, finds that in that early voting, there might not be enough of that 18 to 29 demographic to give Democrats the edge that they want right now.
Okay, some say they are going to the polls, but there are some that'll flat out tell you, yeah, I'm not going to vote. Why do they say they don't want to vote or not going to vote.
Well, we were traveling the state this weekend, and they said a number of issues. One, they're in college and they may be registered in their hometown. Some said they don't feel maybe enough as engaged on the issues to cast a ballot. And the others said some specific Texas issues, like they're on a college campus in this state and their campus closed their polling location, and that makes them a lot less likely to vote, they said.
Wow, a lot of issues there. We'll see if they turn up. Jay O'Brien, thank you. Nice to see you here in Texas.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.